Z. Good morning to my name is Zendel Miller, and today we're gonna discuss about the bubble we live in, the characteristics of it. So Mario, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Can you hear me? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, my name is Mario. Hello, my name is Mario. I am 60 years old. I work with data analytics. I am married. I have 2 sons, 4 dogs, and I love sports. I prefer running. I think that's it.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mario. How
Okay.
about you, Paminondas? Your turn.
Hi people, good morning. I'm Epaminondas. My short name is Nondas, and I live in a bubble. I live in Brasilia too. And I work as a personal trainer. I am expert in physiology of exercise, and I'm 27 years old. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, thanks a lot. Jefferson.
Good morning, guys. I'm Jefferson. I'm in a bubble city because it's the most beautiful city of Brazil because I live here. I'm economist. I'm professor of Catholic University of Goiás. I live in a bubble too at the university where I teach, and I enjoy a lot TNT. That's it.
And Bruna, please.
I don't know why, but I'm feeling nervous today. I can feel this topic's going to be really complicated and
I'm
deep.
nervous as well. I'm nervous. I don't know why.
That's good. Good to know. Good to know. Well, I'm Bruna. I live in São Paulo. I work as an English teacher. I'm also a hostess here on TNT on Wednesdays in the morning. I work as a teacher here. What else? I don't know, I like to sleep, to eat candies. That's all I think.
Well, let's start provoking a little bit because we have people here that's from the workout environment. Okay, it's a more or less a bubble, the work hard, working, shape your body and so on. Academic bubble. Jefferson is a teacher. I'm doing my PhD. I know that's a bubble, very close bubble actually, and English learning environment as well here. So the first question, let's start the question that Jefferson sent, is TNT a bubble? And what the characteristics of TNT, the TNT bubble TNT? What do you think, Jefferson? You would just provoke it, so you have to answer right now. Being the first.
That's the question. It's really the bubble. You have every day the same persons. Sometimes something different, but it's a bubble with a lot of assumptions. Right? Sometimes you agree it's right. Sometimes it's wrong. The assumptions. It's very important. Sometimes fiction, sometimes reality, sometimes fictions. Think about this, think about that. Sometimes it's not the reality, but you need to be creative. You need to be creative most of the time. And the most important thing about this kind of bubble TNT, we are not isolated. We are working together. That's the different kind of bubble.
Very, very good point. Epaminondas, what do you think? What's your opinion about it?
About TNT?
Yeah.
Or in general. So yeah, as Jefferson said, we are in the same place every single day and talking about different topics, but with the same person that we already know these people because we agree with the same points. For example, I love physio. I'm good. I forgot. But deep questions that makes me think in you too. So we are here talking in different topics, but we are the same person, we're the same people, but it's good. I think the human are a group animal, so it's important to have group. It's important to have person that believes like you and that make you change your mind, and it's good, but you need to know that it's not enough. So you need to talk with the different persons and change your mind and to have different experience. But it's good. I think it's good, and TNT is a good bubble, my point of view.
Okay, okay, very good, very good. Mario, what do you think about this? Is TNT a bubble, or what the character is that you see in this bubble?
Okay, well, I'm new in TNT, so I'm not feeling in a bubble, but like Jefferson and Nondas, I I think it's the future. I will feel TNT is a bubble too, but at the moment not yet. It's I don't like feel TNT. Né? I live in some bubbles because for me it's in at the time we have social medias, internet. It's easy to be in a bubble because it is internet. But about TNT, not yet.
Okay,
Okay.
good. Bruna, your turn.
Gosh, this is complicated. Well, I was thinking here, at the same time, I feel we are a bubble. Sometimes it's not at the same time because, for example, Jefferson and Ondas were saying about were talking about being every day at the same time, at the same place with the same people. But like sometimes, if you go to meetings that you couldn't go, so for example, in the afternoon, it's always a time I can't. But once I go and I feel it, I know there is something from TNT, but it's not the same, because usually there are like different people. The host is different, so at the same time I feel it is not. Um yeah, but let's say it is, but we are trying to. It's I was thinking here, it may be an open bubble. We are we are always ready to receive, and we
This is
are
not a,
open to
this is
other
not a
people.
bubble, open bubble.
It's a
I cannot
community.
imagine, a open bubble.
It's a it's maybe a circle, open circle. I don't know how to call
Okay,
it.
I got it. I
It's
got
just a
it.
community.
Yeah. Well, I think you're totally right because, of course, for example, just the fact that I'm bringing this topic, I'm kind of trying to instigate other point of view, not for you, not for you, but only for me. Something it's something that I have been developing online. So is a could be considered a bubble of the English learning environment. But we have a lot of different cultural characteristics here. People that have a very different background. So now we can exchange this values. This point, and this is very interesting on TNT because only only even the hosts, we are kind of provocating to get out of our bubbles, or comfortable zone. So this is very interesting, for me more because something that really helped me to get out of my comfortable zone is to be here on TNT, to listen the opinions. And sometimes, oh my God, this is very, really interesting. And yeah, it's very instigating topic and way of thinking about the bubble and so on. Let's jump to the question number 5. Guys, if you want to add something, feel free. It's supposed to be a conversation, so you can enrich the conversation. And if you do not agree, say I'm not agreeing. Jump to the question number 5. What are the consequences of living in a bubble? Bruna.
Is it possible to live outside of a bubble? Because we are at the place that are comfortable for us, Of course, we're always trying to leave this comfort zone and these bubbles. But I forgot the question. Can you say it again? It's true, right? How can we get out?
No. The question number 5. What are the consequences of living in a bubble?
Maybe I think when we are living in bubbles, we think just our ideas or our community's ideas are better or are right, and the other ones are not right, So maybe it can make us judge people who are not similar to us, This can be something, and I think that's it.
Okay, good. Epaminondas, what do you think about this? The consequences?
Bias, of course, confirmatory bias. As Bruno said, when you live in a bubble, you have some ideas, and you trying to follow your ideas and to interpret something as like you already have your beliefs. So it's hard. I thought for a while that the internet will tend that, but yes, really tend, but for worse. It's worse now. So yeah, yes, it's the most important thing about bubbles. It's the bias confirmation in my point of view. And I will recommend a book too, called Think Again by Adam Grant. It's very good book to read and to review your thoughts. But in my point of view is that, and it's very stronger and more in all days. So it's hard to tend, very hard.
Okay, yeah, very good. I will read this book. And I'm thinking here about the bubble, imagining the bubble. Sometimes to get stuck in a bubble, leave us without oxygen, and we can imagine the world like a very large environment that we have to be oxygenated, and what does it means that we have to see other point of view in order to enrich our life, our existence as human being here on earth. So this is very interesting because it's connected with the book that you said, Think Again. You have to improve this thinking and thinking more. Mario, what do you think about this question?
Okay. For me, it's the consequence, the consequence is you can lost your critical thinking. It's the other words like Bruna and Nonda said, but because you can accommodate with the group, with the messages, and you can lost your critical thinking. It's not bad. Sorry, it's very bad. It's important that you to have the critical thinking when we live, inside in a bubble. For me, is this.
I will add a point that I think we are feeling that the conversation is hard because it's hard to discuss about it, kind of serious conversation. But sometimes to stay in a bubble is the same thing that is stay in a comfortable zone, and it is hard to get out of the comfortable zone and get out of the bubble. So it's hard, the conversation, because, oh my God, I don't know what I will say because I don't know anything about this topic, but it's interesting. And yeah, that's it, trying to be alive doing this. And yeah, it's very interesting to feel that.
Yes, it's. I think it's in the times now, because we have very political polarized in Brazil, and when you in a like WhatsApp group, it's you have very opinions about this politics, and sometimes for me it's more comfortable you're not opinion, because you give your opinion, you can fight and create but important that you always to ask why, because it's not accommodate with the comfortable zone.
Okay. Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right. Jefferson, please.
What's the consequence? Yeah, it's for me, it's no problem, because I live in a very good bubble, creative bubble, my own words. I discuss a lot of things with my friends, my students, my colleagues of the university. We are very creative. A lot of contents we discuss. So we have the ability to create our own worlds, one thoughts, and not cutting off people. For me, we have no problems. It's very interesting, this kind of thing. But as you said, sometimes you have terrible consequences. For example, now we have a lot of discussion about cryptocurrencies. There is a bubble. It's really a bubble. I study this a lot. I'm not convinced now to invest in crypto. I'm not convinced, but most of the people are convinced. So it is a bubble. It is a new world. I think we have a lot of problem about the assumptions, and I can't invest, but it's a bubble. And you can have a tragic consequence, because you can put your money, begin to you are trying to earn more money, and you can not earn money. Maybe terrible. Like I saw a lot of crises, like subprime in the United States, that I saw this was terrible. A lot of friends earning money, and then down. That's the consequence.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you as a teacher supposed to, because the university itself is the universe in a city. It's supposed to merge a lot of bubbles and to change the world from the characteristic and the difference, the complex values, cultural values, and knowledge values that we have as well. So it's very, very interesting to think about this, because I'm, as a PhD student, I I consider nowadays the universe is a bubble, very closed bubble, you know, and mainly here in Brazil, you know, because the also the university means that it's part of the structure of the inequality, the social inequality that we have in Brazil. So it's very sad, you know, to sometimes to see this bubble, because this bubble is part of the structure of the Brazilian. Yeah, it's very
And
hard.
the inequality is growing so fast,
Yeah, yeah,
growing. It's terrible now. It's terrible.
it's terrible. Guys, I will connect with the previous answer that Mario gave us, that is about the discussion, political discussion, you know. And for example, the question number 6, what do you do usually to show that someone else is living a bubble? Like in the discussion, oh my God, you are in a bias confirmation, very deep bias confirmation, you know, to help how to have a healthy conversation. I think that's the question. How to have a healthy conversation. Show the people that they are in a hole. You know. Yeah, Bruna.
We were talking about it this week, right? It's interesting. I think maybe I always try to show the way I started. So let's suppose we are talking about, I don't know, learning English. So what helped me to start and understand how to learn English was this girl here on Instagram. Or what helped me to understand more about, I don't know, LGBTQ phobia, you know, was watching this or following this girl, follow this channel. So maybe try to show other people who have the knowledge and who understand more about it, and not just try to change, because like sometimes we are trying to change other people's minds, and we can be rude sometimes, you know. So just to show, like, just to give some thoughts, you know. Okay, what if take a look at it? What if you try to look from this other point of view? Because like sometimes the person doesn't even realize they are inside this bubble, you know. So it's complicated. That's it.
Good, very good. Um, let me see from Nondas. What do you think?
Number 6.
Yeah,
For me, to be honest, nothing. I'm a little tired about that. But when I try to do that, I try to make questions. So when you live in a bubble and you live at surface, so when you ask for something deep, it's hard to answer. It's very hard to answer because you don't have answers. You don't have easy answers. So deep questions make the people think in a different way that people not usual think. So to show the person, to show the people that they live in a bubble, we need to make this person think again, as the book. So you need to ask something deep that make the people think about something that never think it. So that's my way to show, because when the person don't have answer, this person need to think, this needs to search for answer, and maybe this person can perceive that she was in a bubble. And when you try to show that this person is in a bubble, usually it's not working. So it's hard. It's a hard topic.
very good. Yeah, I think it's the best ways to ask question, because it kind of is a philosophical way, Socratic way to ask question, in order to provoke the people to explain better, the points. And it's interesting because sometimes, as you said, living in surface is very interesting, because sometimes these people are living in surface, and you ask the question, explain a bit more about your point of view. And it's interesting to see, the complicated, oh my God, no, you have to think for this way and that, kind of randomic. They can't explain when they are living this surface, because they didn't create the pipeline of the thoughts, the pipeline, the whole framework, the big picture of the thoughts, the chunks. So this is a very good way to ask questions. Very good. Yeah.
In my point of view, the person has the complete puzzle. I don't know, but don't have the piece that build the.
Totally. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Jefferson, what do you think about this?
To react. That's the best answer. I react. Most of the time I'm reacted with my students, with my colleagues, and with my friend. For example, this week last week we discussed about inflation, and I don't like the guy. I watch on YouTube somebody talking about this, and the guy is not economist. He always try to sell something, trying to sell stocks and something. And I react. What I did, I opened the numbers. I opened the BGE inflation. I used to talk, this is the inflation. Look, this figure here. Look, this is not what you are saying. This is not that guy from YouTube are saying. Everybody, it's wrong. It's not correct. See, this is not correct. So I can show the numbers, the figures. For me, it's very important. Now let's discuss about the theory. So I used to discuss about the theory. We have three theories to explain about inflation. This, that, and the other one. So everything you will say is not correct. It's wrong. So the best way for me as a professional is to react. I love to react. It's not so easy, sometimes it's terrible, because the other side can listen you, didn't pay attention for you. So sometimes it's terrible, because he is in a bubble, a different bubble for me. It's a fake bubble, and I don't like fake bubble.
Yeah, to have this conversation open like we are doing right now, it's very important, because I can think about a lot of different things, and I can create other conversation. I can improve as well. For example, you talk about some videos on internet, the content. The content, the majority of the content on YouTube about some deep topics, it's totally the bubble, the surface of the bubble. They trying to explain, and like you said, they are trying to sell as well the ideas, the thought, a point of view, but not going deep, only in the surface, like, oh, do this or do that, do this or do that. And the people, living in a rush, trying to consume this kind of surface of the bubble, do not create the root, do not structure their thoughts, and so on. So it's a point, it's a point. The consequences of the bubble, to create this culture of the shallow, so this is very terrible. And we are seeing the consequences, increasing a lot, the consequence of a lot of, how can I say, a lot of YouTubers, spreading their thoughts, more than people that, study a lot. And this is terrible.
Self-help coach.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I love it.
If you do this, you'll be rich. If you do that, you'll be a good guy. And so easy. with shortcuts. It's terrible shortcuts. I really don't love shortcut. It's
And we are
impossible.
creating the culture of the cuts.
Yeah,
You know,
it's impossible to be rich with self-help, like we used to see by Napoleon Hill and a lot of guys that's writing a lot of books about this. It's terrible.
Yeah. And Mario, what's your point about this?
For me, it's hard, but I think it's a good idea to have a deep conversation with, and during this conversation, it's important to listen to. I will try to expose my my vision about the subject, and to listen to, because I have bias, and the other person has bias too. It's important to try to have this conversation, because it's I will can learn too. It's not I can, because I can't to think I always write about the subject. I will try this. It's a deep conversation, and with critical thinking about the subject.
Yeah, be comprehensive. Yeah, I think we are doing right now, like picking up some ideas and creating others, and create a network of thoughts, about the bubble. Because to be honest, I started this conversation, and I saw the question. Oh my God, I don't know what I will say about this. Oh my God, I'm kind of lost, but you are answering the thing, and I'm creating. Oh, very good, very good. Nice. So this is very interesting. I feel very happy doing it, because I can think more. And now, I will stay more close to the, I structure up thinking about this topic. That's it. This, part of the purpose, our purpose here.
But take care not to be isolated. Sometimes you have a lot of ideas. This is good, okay. But if you don't agree with everybody, you can be isolated. That is terrible. So sometimes you need to see outside of the box, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's interesting too, because even if you disagree, because I disagree, to a lot of, answer that I've been listening. However, we have to improve this way of disagree. You can disagree in a very comfortable way, like having a conversation, disagreeing. I disagree of your point. I will explain right now, and see, because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that. And I'm good doing it, and no problem. I think sometimes, because when we react or overreact, to a point of view, you create more barrier, than connecting with that people. So this is terrible, and this is pretty much we are seeing right now on the politics, Brazilian politics. So it's something that it's a kind of, we are losing the power of the conversation, the natural conversation, just exchanging thoughts and so on. Like a friendly conversation. Now, go ahead, Bruna.
No, I was just like thinking here about that, because what you said about we don't want to talk anymore. Like if like the other person doesn't agree with us, you feel like, oh gosh, I need to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me stop. Okay, let me leave. Just like Nonda said, I don't try anymore. I'm tired. And it's okay to like
Yeah.
I don't it's okay. I don't think we need to keep fighting and trying to change other people's point of view. but but this is just like something I was thinking here.
Yeah, and well, because I think the point is we are emotionally connected with our point of view, so it's hard to avoid this, like, or we are listening some very wrong thoughts, and stay, oh my God, I comprehend you very good. It's hard to, to be, like we will start to feeling bad stuff, bad emotion. So it's natural. But I think our role is try to control this, control the emotion, because we are being rational, like, being rational, controlling your emotion. And I do not agree with you, and you start to say in a natural conversation. So guys, this conversation is very interesting, but let me see a question here about the English learning, and I would like to hear from Bruno. In terms of English learning, can you recognize and bubble characters or that you are in, like the characteristics of the English learning you can perceive?
Of the process,
Of the process, but also of the environment, the environment of the student and so on,
I can identify some bubbles, like of students who think they can, and that the process is really quick, and that you can learn in a short period of time. Then I can also identify other students who or other learners who think that that they need to be inspired, or they need to follow natives to learn. Or I can also identify other group who that thinks they need to work a lot on pronunciation instead of focusing on spreading the message and on communicating. So I can identify a few bubbles, but these were the ones that I could think right now.
Yeah, very
Can
good.
you think of any other? I know there are others, but
Yeah, I'm trying to remember here, because I think because the most part of the people that start to learn English, they already overcame a barrier, emotional barrier. So, in the most part of, at least I think the majority of the people, they already know a lot of content, and they have a lot of content, until read and or until start to learn English. So this is a point, and when we are seeing this bubble right now, because we are having a very good conversation, and creating and having fun here. But because we are in a bubble, more or less we are connected in some, point of views, and we are having a very peaceful conversation because we are living in a bubble. So I can, recognize these characters of the English learning, the people that have this cultural background, but yeah, it's one of the things. What do you see, Mario? What do you see?
It's question 7. Are you living in a cultural bubble? No.
No, question number 3. In terms of English learning, can you recognize any bubble characteristics? Like the people that stay learning English like you are doing, you can see some characteristics. Oh, this is similar, and so on.
Yeah, I think so, because I will find people that thinking like me and improve the skills of English. I think it's I will into in a bubble and participate with people that with similar with me about the improve English and English learning.
Nice, nice, very interesting, because I'm thinking that sometimes the bubble, help us to act in some points. For example,
Yeah,
if I am in a bubble that the people are learning English, I start to be instigated to learn as well. Like, oh, I never thought about English, but nowadays I'm seeing a lot of friends, doing the same. So I will do the same, and you already start to learn English, sharing your thoughts with your friends, and, the bubble becoming strong and strong.
yes,
Uh,
yes, that's it.
Thanks a lot, Marius. What do you see, Jefferson?
Well, I really live in this kind of bubble. I used to see every day the same thing, the same magazine. I like to read magazines, good magazines from around the world. I have some magazines that I used to spend at least 1 hour reading, and I love to watch like Bloomberg magazine because I'm a professional. I love to watch this kind of thing. So it's impossible you learn English without reading a lot. You need to read. It's impossible. You need new vocabulary. So my bubble is the amount of vocabulary that I need to learn. In everything you have new words. That's it.
Very good. Yeah, sometimes we are very influenced by the content that we are consuming. So, this behavior make us to get stuck in a bubble. So this is very
And I
interesting.
just read things that I like. That's improving myself. That's very important point of view. I don't like to read something that I don't like. I read. And
But
I
how
didn't
do you know?
Another bubble.
Yeah.
Jefferson.
How do you know if you like it or not? This is the point.
Because of my experience of life. That's it. I know what's right, what's wrong. I'm with 63 years old. It's supposed to be what's not right, it's wrong. It's supposed not to be. To know what's right, it's wrong for me.
Welcome back, guys. How was the conversation for you? Jaine, how was the conversation? Did you like? I cannot listen you, Jaine. Yeah, let me skip you and then I back to you. How was the conversation, Luis?
Was pretty nice. Fortunately, all of us, we share the same point of views, or not. It would be interesting as well if we should have someone there that thought totally different, because how we were discussing in our room, it's not a totally bad thing. You live in a bubble because it's who you are. You chose the environment and the people that you hang out with because it's who you are. But at the same time, it's important to understand all the people that live in all the bubbles for you grow, for you learn new things. Because if you just talk and just interact with people that think exactly the same way that you think, then you will never learn something new. That's the point.
Yeah, you said everything about this. The purpose of this topic is just like you saying, because it's important to disagree sometimes, even to learn and to understand your lacks, knowledge lacks. Like, it's very important. Sometimes, I'm saying something and the people, oh, I agree, and oh my God, I would like to to hear, I totally disagree of you, and I will say the points and start to, oh my God, I never thought about this.
Yes, this is why usually when I am watching some political debates on YouTube, I don't like to watch a debate that there are just people that are
One side.
all of them agree to each other and saying the same point of view that I share. All right, I always like to see a debate where if it's not this way, it's not a debate. that share different points of view, right? Because even when we are listening someone tell some story, you always want to know what the other person said. You want to see the other point of view.
I would like to say that I disagree, just to create a conversation here, but I agree. Totally agree. That's the bad point. How was the conversation, Renan? Did you enjoy?
Guys, the first thing I say, and I totally disagree with you.
Yes.
It's a joke, man. Thank you, Luis. Nice to meet you. Thank you, Gustavo. Thank you, Rosalia. Thank you, Marcio, again. This moment is the many opportunities of learning and talk about different things. This morning it's good morning, and I hope you guys have a nice week. God bless you.
Thanks a lot, Renan. Yeah, it's a good way to wake up, discussing easy topics.
Yes.
How was for you, Chris?
It was the most difficult topic I have. I have talk. It was hard, but very interesting. I think it's get out of my bubble to listen other opinions. And this topic, I have no idea the subject, how answer. It's like I had to think all the moments about my opinions, because I didn't have the opinions, no prepared, but I think I have never thought about bubbles before. So
Very good.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, I was saying in the mirror that when I did this question, I made this question, I read that, and I don't know anything about this. I create the topic just to get out of my comfortable zone, and sometimes it's very hard to get out of your comfortable zone, like we are doing right now, and even saying some stuff that you never said before. So for me, it was hard as well. In the beginning of this conversation, I was kind of nervous, but then I developed, and was very interesting, because I think one of the characters of the bubble is this, is comfortable. It's comfortable to stay in a bubble, and it's hard to get out of your comfortable zone. For these reasons, very hard to discuss this kind of topic, or topic that you are not into. So guys, anyone wants to add something? Claudio, how was the conversation for you? He left, so I will skip. Marcio, how was the conversation for you?
The conversation was really great. I have a very interesting room this morning, and people having new ideas, but all of these ideas were converging to at the same point of view, and it was really interesting because we are all different. We all have different points of view, but in this topic, which is very abstract, then we were surprised by this convergence of points of view. It was really nice. Thank you.
Very good.
Have a nice week.
You too.
Everyone.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, this is interesting because this is not right or wrong. This is the bubble, and we have to be aware about the bubble. Just be aware. Being aware, it's the important thing. And you see if you right or not, converging the ideas or not, or disagreeing, but that's okay. It's important to be aware about your bubble and considering other possibility always. Guys, thanks a lot for this conversation. It was a very good conversation. Thanks a lot. And I see you in the next week. Bye-bye. Have a nice week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you guys.